Good morning everyone and welcome back or welcome to my channel. I am Gabrielle, I am a French content creator, and in today's video I thought we could do something quite fun. I was thinking in 2 weeks, literally in 2 weeks, it's Christmas. It will be Christmas Day. I just can't really quite get over it because it means two things. The most festive, amazing time of the year is nearly gone. 2020 is coming. Actually 3. January is round around the corner, and we all know that January is the worst time of the year. So I don't really know what to do with that. But I was thinking, let's just choose something quite great. Christmas and like the festivities and parties and all that good stuff. And I was thinking, I need to start thinking about like kind of the makeup look I want to create for this festive time of the year. I mean like Christmas, you know, like whether you celebrate it on the 24th, the 25th, or even on Boxing Day. There is also New Year's Eve approaching right after. So I like to create like kind of different looks for different parties, depending as well on how I'm dressed and like the vibe I want to go for. And I was rummaging through my drawers to get inspiration. The Naked, like the Urban Decay Naked palette, the cherry one, has so many options to create different looks. It's kind of on the bolder side of things, I would say, but you can create so many looks with that because the range of shades is quite amazing. You have a lot of cherry colors, but you have a lot of gold as well, and kind of more minimalistic kind of colors as well. In today's video, I'm going to show you like how to create 3 different festive, like party appropriate, or actually appropriate whenever you want to wear it, looks out of just one palette. So if you own this palette or you wanted to like get your hands on it, if you have something similar, could be quite a good idea. So I'm going to start. I have my base makeup on, by the way, quite simple and neutral, so that it can go with everything, and you just can top it off with a bit of blush and a bit of lipstick depending on what you're going for. That's usually what I do at the end. I'm going to start by using a mix of both of these colors. So that's Bing and Devilish. I mean Bing and Devilish right here, these two. Just to create a little bit of dimension on the eye, I'm going to use my Real Techniques blending crease brush for this because that's the best. And just gonna apply this on the crease. Very soft blending motion. I'm so in love with these colors. It's usually what I wear on my eyes in autumn, winter. So next, I'm going to use one of the most beautiful shades ever. I'm going to use Young Love all over the lid. Usually for this type of shade, I will use my ring finger because I feel like it really helps to get the pigment on my eyes and control how much I want to put on without going kind of overboard. I will usually put what's left on my finger. I don't add more product, and I just put that under the eyes. Next, I'm going to use this gorgeous shade, Turn On, in the inner corner of my eye, just kind of to open things up a little bit because we're going a bit more dramatic on the eyes. And just outside of the outside corner, I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of this shade right here, Drunk Dial. I mean, just add just a little bit on the outside. See like the difference between this one and this one? I feel like this one is the more like natural, kind of just a swipe of something if you don't have time or if you want something a bit more natural looking. This one is the more kind of worked up version. So I'm just going to do the same on this eye. And there we have it. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of mascara. I'm using the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara because it adds a ton of volume, really defines it, and you can wear as many coats as you want with this. You can top it up, anything works really. Haven't used this in a while actually. Just because I've been obsessed with my Glossier one. So that's the first look. So I've just taken off the eyeshadow. I've just kept a little bit of mascara just as to not ruin everything underneath. And now we are going to create a bronzy look. So for just the lid, I'm just going to use a little bit, like I'm going to mix two colors just because they don't really have the best transition color here for a bronzy look, but I mean, it's the Cherry palette, so it's kind of to be expected. So I'm just going to mix Privacy, which is quite dark, with this shade right here, which is Caution. Using a little bit more of Caution than Privacy, tapping off the excess and putting this all over the crease area. Not using too much, just want to like have a little bit of definition, but nothing too crazy. So I'm just adding as I go. And now I'm going to use, oh my god, I'm so excited for this, Ambitious, which is absolutely stunning of a color. So again, using my ring finger to apply it. I usually start at the center and just pat it in super gently across the lid. I always like just go a little bit more out and just drag it down like we did with the first one. Oh, I'm so in love with this shade. Doing the same on the other side. Oh, I love it so much. Then I take the same brush I used before and just like blend those two colors so that we don't get a harsh line. Then, just for a little bit of fun, you're going to use Turn On Again and just like pat it in, just in the middle. So I'm just going to use my Real Techniques brush, the shading brush, which is tiny and super cute. So just a little bit, not too much. And right in the middle, we're just going to add a little bit of this. Don't know if you can see, but like it doesn't look Like you can't really tell, but when you move the eye, that's when you really get kind of the shading it does. I'm gonna use what's left on the brush and just like put it in the inner corner again because it looks gorgeous, and adding a little bit here actually because I haven't put highlighter there today. That's always really beautiful. Now I'm just gonna use this brush again, and using a tiny bit, the tiniest bit of Drunk Dial. So just for a little bit of dimension to the eyes, just the tiniest bit in the outer edge. We're gonna add a little bit more mascara. And that is it. And that's it for the gold version. That's usually my go-to complement to my eyes. And I really love this look. It's super easy to do as well, as you can tell. Yeah, so that's look number 2. I'm back. Taking off all over the eyeshadow and the mascara this time because we're going to be going a little bit heavier on the mascara. But that's because we are going a little bit lighter in terms of eyeshadow. So maybe you're like not into wearing kind of more out there eye looks, deep shades or anything like that. And you can do that with this palette. As you can tell, they have kind of a range selection for lighter colors. And so I was thinking they have these 3 shades. They're super fun to play with, and you can really create something with this. And using a little bit of a darker shade as a liner, which I do a lot of the time. Now I have my trusty Glossier Play crayon, but using this you really are sure to have more of a natural looking line and nothing too harsh. So we're going to start with the crease. Again, I'm going to mix Feels and Juicy. Feels is more of a mauve and Juicy is more of a salmon color. So I'm going to be using a fluffy brush from Real Techniques, which is the base shadow brush. It's kind of tapered, which I really like. So mixing the two, you can use a little bit more product because they're not as deep. Or you can go as slowly as you like, building up the product, whichever makes you feel more comfortable throughout the process. As you can see, it's way lighter than with the other 2 looks, but it will still look very festive in the end. Honestly, it makes it festive if you're in the festive mood or whatever you're wearing. If you want something more subtle, just like it's just your definition of festive or of a party look. Like there's no way to do a party look, it's just your way of doing it. We are going back with our favorite Turn On, this gorgeous shade, and we are going to apply it, you've guessed it, all over the lid. I feel like I'm talking funny today, which is very possible. I feel like it has been a while since I've filmed a video, and in my everyday life I talk in French. Even though everything that I consume is in English. And so I feel like when you don't practice as much, like your tongue doesn't really know what to do and can sound a little bit funny at times. so I apologize for that if you can tell. Ooh, if there's one language you wish to learn, what is it? Because I feel like that's so interesting. Like, people will have very different ways of seeing a language and of wanting to learn one for whatever reason. And I'd love to know. So if you tell me, do tell me which language as well. That's so interesting to me. Personally, I would love to speak more fluently Spanish because I've learned Spanish for 10 years at school, but I was not fluent. And as well, Portuguese, because my entire family is Portuguese and I can't really speak Portuguese. I can understand quite a bit, not that much, but I can understand a conversation. But yeah, I would love to be able to be fluent and to learn a bit more. Actually, that should be one of my goals for next year. Now, for the eyeliner part, we are going on the deeper shade range, and we are going to go with this one, which is called Privacy. And so it's more of a deep kind of brown color. I use a flat brush with this, which you can use like an eyeliner brush or this kind of brush. Honestly, I think both work, but yeah, I like to use this, and I start at the outer edge of my eye and back on, following the lash line. So as you can see, it's pretty subtle. It's not too out there, which is not really the goal. The goal is kind of to thicken the lash line and define the eyes a bit more without looking over dramatic. So I'm focusing on the second, like, outer part of my eyes for this. And I just go lightly. I don't want to go overboard from the start, so I like to just go light and build up the product as I go, depending on how much I want and the final result that I'm looking for. You can go for a wing if you want. I kind of like doing a little bit, like just a little bit, because then with mascara it looks better. For the inner corner, let's do something fun. We are going to use this gorgeous kind of pearlescent shade, which is called Bang Bang. And we will use our pinky, actually. Yeah, mine is crooked, by the way. Both are crooked, which is very weird. And we're going to put a little bit on in the inner corner. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, let's put some right here, just to keep this little, like, pinky feel to it. Now, we are going to apply some mascara to complete this look. So, I'm gonna curl my lashes. Again, using the Lancome Monsieur Big. I love hearing how people say Monsieur in different languages. I find it so cute. I mean, like, it doesn't, you don't pronounce it the way it's written, so I kind of understand how weird it must be for you. Like, it's written Monsieur and it's said Monsieur, so it's our fault, really. This mascara is drying out quite a bit. Struggling a bit more than usual, but honestly, must have this over 6 months, so that's it for the video today. I feel like it's pretty good for your bank account when you can do as many looks as you want with one palette. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and do give it a thumbs up, do subscribe, and do let me know what kind of videos you would like to see from me in the future. Beauty videos, lifestyle vlogs, everything like that, and I will answer your prayers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!